You know him as the werewolf heartthrob Jacob from Twilight, but Taylor Lautner has come a long way since Breaking Dawn Part 2, from his early days as a karate prodigy to his marriage to a fellow Taylor. Taylor Lautner was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan on February 11, 1992. For the early years of his childhood, he grew up in the nearby town of Hudsonville with his parents Dan and Deb, and his sister McKenna. He was a pretty busy kid. By the age of 6, he was playing a variety of sports, including football and baseball, but it was karate that really piqued his interest. Lautner proved just how serious he really was about it the following year, when he won 3 first-place trophies at a tournament at age 7. While staying busy with family activities, including regular church visits, Lautner developed an interest in other martial arts. With the support of his dad, he attended a seminar at UCLA and met martial arts trainer to the stars Mike Chat. And not long after that, he received instruction at one of Chat's martial arts training camps. At the time, the young Lautner had no idea that his martial arts training would pave the way for his acting career. Chat encouraged him and his family to come out and stay with him in LA for a month so he could go on a few auditions. Lautner recalled to Rolling Stone, "It scared us at first. We were like, no, that's not for us. I was like, I'm sticking to my sports, but for some reason, this guy believed in me." Lautner got his first callback during the month he and his family lived with Mike Chat, and after that, he began making regular trips to LA for auditions. When the factory Deb Lautner worked at closed, the family decided to take the plunge and move to LA in 2001. 9-year-old Lautner started off with a small part in the sci-fi action movie Shadow Fury, then claimed a one-off role in the TV show Summerland, and voiced multiple characters in the animated series What's New Scooby-Doo. In 2005, he secured 2 major roles: Shark Boy in The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl 3D, and Elliot Murtaugh in Cheaper by the Dozen 2. This was supposed to be Lautner's big year, but the movies failed to launch him into stardom as he and his team hoped.
What do we do?
Yell. Scream.
In the meantime, Lautner focused on his studies, although he admitted that his middle school and pre-Twilight high school years weren't always the easiest. He told Rolling Stone, "When I was in school, there was a little bullying going on. Not physical bullying, but people making fun of what I do. I just had to tell myself I can't let this get to me. This is what I love to do, and I'm going to continue doing it." Lautner's big break eventually came in 2008 when he starred alongside Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson in the first installment of the Twilight franchise. His rise to fame was sudden and unexpected, and the actor has since admitted that he didn't know what he was getting himself into with the franchise. His fame only grew after he returned for New Moon, the second film in the series, which saw him show off his incredibly buff body. Lautner's physical transformation not only happened quickly, but because his tenure in the fantasy film franchise depended on it. The plan was to have someone else play Jacob Black after he became a full-fledged werewolf, but wanting to prove he could mirror the transformation Jacob has in the books, Lautner switched up his diet and fitness routine the minute Twilight wrapped production. He turned to protein shakes to help him pack on 20 pounds of muscle, and secured his role by promising director Chris Weitz that he would increase that number by 10 before filming on New Moon began, which he did.
Hello, biceps. You know, anabolic steroids are really bad for you.
Well, I'm just filling out, Bella.
Lautner's impressive transformation won him a spot on People's 2010 Most Amazing Bodies list and second place on Glamour's list of the 50 Sexiest Men of 2010. However, he has since admitted on the podcast he co-hosts with his wife, The Squeeze, that the pressure to maintain his physique caused him to have body image issues for years. Taylor Lautner might have worked hard to transform his body, but his smile comes naturally. The actor's smile is so charming, in fact, that he's won multiple awards for it. Lautner won the superlative Best Smile as voted by his junior high school class, and he went on to win Choice Smile at the Teen Choice Awards in 2010. He was nominated in the same category as Corey Monteith, Victoria Justice, Zac Efron, and Miranda Cosgrove, but ultimately came out on top. Lautner knew exactly who to thank during his acceptance speech. He joked, "First of all, it was just an honor to be in this category amongst so many amazing smiles, the best smiles on this planet. But to win this category is unbelievable. I want to thank my smile coach and my smile trainer and my orthodontist. Without all that hard work, I wouldn't be standing here today." After filming both the Breaking Dawn movies back-to-back, Lautner took a break from the world of fantasy romance to pursue action roles. He starred as Nathan Price in the 2011 action thriller Abduction, which was produced by his and his father's company, Tailor-Made Entertainment. Although the movie only scored 5% on Rotten Tomatoes, Lautner loved having the opportunity to do something new. He told Collider, "The thing that attracted me to this was that it was different than anything I had ever done before, and I had a great experience with it." The action film was a joy for Lautner, who convinced execs that he was capable capable of doing all his own stunts. These included one where he slid down the glass-covered escalator at PNC Park, and another where he jumped out of a moving car. Lautner also finally got to put his martial arts training to good use. He elaborated, "It was very exciting that I got to use it for the first time in a movie. It is different because it's all choreographed, but it was exciting. What was also exciting was being able to learn new things, like boxing, motorcycle riding, and wrestling." Lautner also did his own stunts in 2015's Tracers, but unfortunately, the action crime drama didn't do much to impress critics either. While Jacob Black will always be Taylor Lautner's career-defining role, he's actually had a quite varied filmography, and he's always been keen to try new things. He starred in the ensemble rom-com Valentine's Day between Twilight movies, and joined the Happy Madison family in 2013 when he cameoed in Grown Ups 2. After several critically unsuccessful action movies though, Lautner wanted to try something new again, so he ventured into the world of TV. As Lautner's focus changed, so did the types of roles he chose. He took on horror comedy when he played the delusional Dr. Cassidy Cascade in Season 2 of Scream Queens. At the same time, he had a recurring role in the British comedy series Cuckoo.
Hey, gotta look my best. Big day tomorrow.
Sorry, I need to,
Oh yeah, go for it.
It might seem like a bizarre trajectory for Lautner to swap big screen stardom for a BBC sitcom, but it made perfect sense to the actor. He told Radio Times, "My goal following the Twilight franchise was to challenge myself with a wide variety of roles and genres. Cuckoo was unlike anything I'd done before, and I knew I'd have the time of my life." Lautner had a habit of dating his on-screen love interests, from Taylor Swift to Lily Collins to Marie Avgeropoulos. However, none of these relationships lasted more than a few months. His longest relationship before finally settling down was with third-generation Hollywood actor Billie Lourd, who he dated for just over a year. Unsurprisingly, the pair met on set while working on the second and final season of Scream Queens.
Do you want to go on a date?
yeah, I guess.
Lautner and Lourd got together at the end of 2016, shortly before the Star Wars actor suffered two shocking tragedies: the deaths of her mother, Carrie Fisher, and her grandmother, Debbie Reynolds, just one day apart. The couple was notoriously private about their romance, but Lourd's uncle, Todd Fisher, issued a statement of approval to E! After observing how Lautner supported Lourd during that time. As he said, "He stepped up and acted like a husband would act. Not that that's what's going on, but it's just an amazing support system for her, and I'm glad he's in her life." The couple ultimately split up in 2017, after which Lourd reunited with her now husband, Austin Rydell. While it didn't work out for the Scream Queen stars, their relationship paved the way for Lautner's eventual marriage to Taylor Dome. Plenty of celebrity couples have opted for low-key proposals over a flashy public affair, and Taylor Lautner is one of them. The actor told Access Hollywood that his now wife Tay wanted a simple proposal and suggested he do it in the kitchen one night after dinner. Lautner followed her instructions, but he still made sure it was a romantic moment that she would never forget. He revealed, "I did do it in the kitchen, but I did it big in the kitchen. She was away, and I got tons of flowers and candles and the sign and everything. It was a lovely surprise." Tay Lautner was so surprised that she started sobbing before Lautner got to make his speech. But she ultimately said yes, of course.
She's not really a crier, but she was weeping so hard, she couldn't even walk.
The style of their wedding completely contrasted with their low-key proposal. The couple celebrated their wedding in a multi-day celebration at a luxurious California vineyard, exactly 1 year after the proposal. It began with an intimate rehearsal dinner on Thursday, November 10th, 2022, which was followed by a big party as they welcomed the rest of their guests to the venue. The following day, on November 11th, the couple tied the knot, exchanging personal vows in a sunset ceremony. She gushed on Instagram, "Looking around and seeing the faces of each and every single person there really put into perspective what is most important in life: love." In 2018, Lautner took an extended break from acting after finishing Cuckoo to prioritize time with his family and friends. He even turned down a role in 2020's We Can Be Heroes, the legacy sequel to The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl 3D, because of its timing. Lautner's break turned into a 3-year absence from the entertainment industry, and he eventually came back with a new attitude. He explained to CNN, "I'm reading stuff, and what I want to be doing at this point is I only want to do something if it means something to me. Whether that means it's a story I'm passionate about, or if it's working with somebody that I really want to work with." Lautner found a project he wanted to work on enough to return to the screen in 2022. He starred in Home Team, a biographical sports comedy feature co-starring Kevin James, Rob Schneider, Jackie Sandler, and Tate Blum. The Netflix film was produced by Happy Madison, which was a big selling point for Lautner, who'd previously worked with Adam Sandler on Grown grown-ups too. Lautner told ComingSoon.net of his experiences, "I love Happy Madison, Sandler, the entire family. None of their projects feel like work. It's like summer camp. I'll say yes to a Happy Madison project for the rest of my life." There are very few actors who become famous overnight, but Lautner is one of them. Unprepared for his celebrity status, he often struggled to cope with it, and at times, he even hated it. He told Digital Spy that he would constantly have paparazzi following him, which made doing normal activities like going for a run feel impossible. It got so bad that Lautner eventually didn't feel comfortable leaving his house, unless it was to go to work. Lautner also didn't have social media for a long time, but his break from acting has helped him balance his priorities. Now, not only is he carefully picking the roles he takes on, but he's also taking more time off from acting to better manage his mental health. During that time, Boy-Tay and Girl-Tay, as they refer to themselves, have settled into their quiet home life. Boy-Tay told CNN, "I like a little bit of space. I like being able to come into town and do my thing when I want, and also be able to get away when we want as well, and have some peace and quiet." The actor happily seems to have found a good balance of which parts of his life to keep private and which to share, as now he and his wife show off their domestic bliss on social media. They also discuss their mental health and give fans even more of a glimpse into their lives on the podcast The Squeeze. Taylor Lautner has previously touched on the body image issues he had as a result of his role in Twilight, but he's rarely spoken about it on a deeper level. However, he addressed the issue head-on in an Instagram video, in which he admitted there were times in the past when he wasn't feeling good in his own body. Lautner opted to discuss this after he was bombarded with hate and criticism of his appearance on social media. After detailing the abuse he received, the 31-year-old actor admitted, "If this was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe even 2, 3 years ago, that really would have got under my skin." Now, Lautner has learned not to put value into other people's negative opinions, something that used to consume him. He continued, "It doesn't make me question who I am, and it doesn't take anything away from me."
Let's spread love and positivity. It's that simple.